The rain came without warning, heavy and relentless, drumming against the tin roofs of Kariakou Market. Vendors scrambled to cover their goods with plastic sheets, and shoppers dashed for any shelter they could find, the air filled with shouts and the frantic rustle of tarps. Amidst the chaos, Amina clutched her small umbrella, its floral pattern a tiny splash of color against the gray sky. It was barely big enough for her. Then, a voice beside her, soft but clear over the storm, said, "May I?" She turned to see a man, clearly a tourist, with his hair soaked and plastered to his forehead. He offered a sheepish, slightly desperate grin. It was Daniel. Against her better judgment, the instinct to help won out. She tilted the umbrella, making just enough space for him to huddle underneath. They walked side by side, pressed close by necessity. Their shoulders brushing, they had to weave through growing puddles. And a shared laugh escaped them as they dodged a splash from a passing car. At first, silence filled the narrow canopy, the only sound the drumming rain. But as the downpour softened to a steady rhythm, words began to spill out. She told him about her childhood in Zanzibar, the scent of cloves and the turquoise water. He spoke of his fascination with Tanzanian music, how the rhythms felt like the country's heartbeat. They discovered a shared, passionate love for ripe mangoes, and argued playfully over whether the ones from Zanzibar or the mainland were sweeter. Each confession was punctuated by the gentle patter of raindrops, and each smile seemed to grow brighter than the stormy sky. Suddenly, a brilliant fork of lightning cracked above them, followed by a deep rumble of thunder. Amina instinctively gripped his arm, a small gasp escaping her lips. He steadied her, his hand warm and firm over hers. In that fleeting touch, something shifted. The little umbrella was no longer just a shield from the rain. It had become a cocoon, a private world holding two hearts that had collided purely by chance. By the time they reached the bus stop, the rain had stopped. The clouds were parting, and a weak, watery sun began to peek through. He hesitated, clearly reluctant to step away from their shared space. She laughed, a light, musical sound, and offered him the umbrella. "Keep it," she said, "so you'll remember Tanzania." Daniel shook his head, his eyes holding hers. "I won't need it to remember," he replied softly. "I'll remember you." As the buses roared past, kicking up spray from the wet road, they both realized the storm had left behind more than just puddles. It had left a story neither of them expected, a story written beneath a single, small umbrella. If you love stories that find magic in every day, please subscribe to Echoes of Passion. We have so many more to share with you.